So I saw a movie the other day. It was Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Now, I read the original book that it's based off of, and I really did enjoy the book, and I knew they were making a movie that was supposed to release sometime after it. And I've also seen all the original Hunger Games movies, and I thought they were pretty okay. The first one probably being the best one, and the more they went on, they kind of got a little bit less good but still okay movies. As far as this movie, I would probably say this is also a really good one, if not just as good as the very first movie. I thought they did a really good job of interpreting the book into this movie, and they pretty much did exactly what anyone would do if they were given the book and its material and said, hey, turn this into a 2-hour movie. A lot of people came out and said that this movie was kind of mid and really boring. I really didn't think it was boring at all, to me personally. Maybe it's because I knew what was going to happen and I was just waiting for the movie to just give me that moment from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood where Leonardo DiCaprio points at the screen and goes, hey, look. That was kind of me when I saw the movie. The story is about Cornelius Snow's origin story and how he became the president. He basically had to work his entire life and get up the ladder by doing some mischievous things, which I won't say too much about. As instructed by the Hunger Games Game Master, him and 23 other students were assigned to be mentors of the tributes for the Hunger Games. Their job was to basically make them spectacles and basically turn them into people that the audience will care about so that the Hunger Games gets more viewers. Cornelius Snow is assigned the girl from District 12, a girl named Lucy Greybeard, and eventually, leading up to the Hunger Games, they form a relationship to the point where he worries for her and is willing to do whatever it takes to make sure she survives and wins. Cornelius Snow is played by Tom Blythe, which I've never seen him in any other movies or shows, but I thought he did a pretty good job. Rachel Zegler is playing Lucy Greybeard, and despite her drama in interviews from other movies, I thought she also did a pretty good job in this movie. This movie also had Peter Dinklage and Viola Davis, who were amazing actors playing very important characters to the story. I thought the story being told was done pretty good. There were some moments where I thought the pacing kind of sped up and then slowed down and got to normal. There wasn't an consistent pace in my opinion when watching the movie, but I really did enjoy it nonetheless. Of course, I read the book, so I knew a lot of what was going to happen. With what they were given, there were some moments that they obviously had to cut out from the book that I thought were good moments for world building, but obviously this is a 2-hour movie, so they had to make some cuts. This movie had a good amount of action and adventure, which is the genre that this is labeled as. I also thought its other element, romance, was also done pretty well. I thought the connection between Snow and Lucy Greybeard was done pretty good. I really did feel for these two. The relationship that they had was built pretty good. As far as the writing in this movie, there were some moments, like I said, that felt like as if the story just had it to get over with. There were some moments that felt pretty forced. Snow's classmate kind of didn't really do that much, and the things that she said felt kind of forced. The actions of other characters also felt pretty forced, as if they came out of nowhere. And of course, towards the end, there was a situation that occurred where characters just made a complete 180, but of course that also happened in the book. That was something I was worried about. The ending of this movie, the 180 that really happens, I was really worried how they were going to translate that into the movie, and they pretty much did exactly what I expected. Taggart, I also felt like didn't really do much in this movie at all, and for what she was given, I felt as though she really just did the best she could. And it just felt like she was just forced to be in this movie for no reason. But of course, she is an important character, especially later on in the series. The setting also really did a good job in this movie. The movie was going for a dystopian type of setting where it's post-war and the capital is just getting underway because it's been 10 years since the war ended. Nothing really more to say about that. I thought the setting was done pretty well. The art style of this movie was also done pretty good. The Hunger Games series is known to be like a gloomy type of setting, so everything has to be grayed out. Cinematography and editing, everything involving that aspect of the film was also done, like I said, pretty well. There was a time in the movie where, let's just say, a big kaboom goes off, and the music during that scene was done pretty well. That really is one of the only times that I thought that the music really did a good job for it. There were some scenes where some characters were singing along at a bar, and that was some pretty good music to listen to. And there is one song in this movie that references the future movies, but I'm not going to say that or anything about it. But yeah, that's really all the aspects of the movie that I wanted to talk about. Overall, I really did enjoy this movie. It really didn't do anything that was stand out or like amazing and spectacular, which really that magic worn off with the original Hunger Games movies, because of course no one has ever seen or heard of anything like this, especially when the books came out. So a lot of it was pretty much the same as the original Hunger Games, but this movie had a twist with the whole relationship between Snow and Lucy Greybird. There were some moments that could have been added to the movie to make the rushed scenes more believable, and I really felt like those added scenes could have also been given to characters to give them more character and development and have an impact on the main story instead of just being side characters for the sakes of being side characters and a name on a script, because that was also another issue. There was really only 5 main characters in this entire movie. Everyone else was basically just a spectator and a side character that didn't really add much to the movie. But yeah, that's pretty much all I really had to say about this movie. Now, it pretty much sounds like that this movie was really mid, but that's not really the case. The only reason why I'm talking like this is because I actually, again, read the book before watching the movie. I knew exactly what was going to happen. I knew everything coming into the movie, and I really just wanted to see how they would translate it into film. So with that, I really am just going to give it a good 8 out of 10. There were some moments I felt as though it could do better with its story, and I really did try to judge this movie on its own instead of comparing it to the book, because those are 2 different projects, obviously. But for what the movie was given, I thought they did a really good job telling the story, making the connection between Snow and Lucy Greybird done really well. For the time that we had with the Hunger Games event itself, I thought that it was a good amount of time. I really hoped that we had some more, because in the books it made it seem like it was an event that happened for a really long time as opposed to what happened in the movie. Going forward, I probably am not going to read a book before a movie comes out unless I'm unaware of the movie itself, because I really do want to enjoy the story itself from a film and not just wait for something to happen and be like, oh look, that's what happened, and point at the screen and all that other stuff. Like I said, for what I watched, I thought it was done pretty well. So yeah, 8 out of 10, that's what I think. Hope you guys agree. If you disagree, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you liked and didn't like about the movie, and let's have a discussion down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to me, and if you also can, please follow me on Twitch for Suffering as I play through every single path of Shadow the Hedgehog and play some other games as well. It's a really fun time. I'll see you there. Thank you.